look throughout time, most people are always going to tell you it takes at least 3 years to get a business up and running. And if you treat your blog like a business, start getting momentum. And I've been lucky enough that I started getting momentum in my first year. So now I'm in year 2. So I really have a good views going, and I've got it down what I need to do. It is my 2-year anniversary of being an official travel blogger on YouTube and starting my blog and everything. So it's very exciting. Just to give you guys an idea that I'm just not making this all up, that this is real, I want to show you the difference between my year 1 and 2 now, and you'll see that I have grown significantly. My numbers have grown significantly. It comes natural in time. As you get more people watching your channel and more content out, you're going to get more views and more subscribers because it's easier for you to be seen. And I've hit some big goals. I've hit some big milestones. So I want to share everything that I've done over the past couple years to just give you a realistic idea of what it's like to be a travel blogger. I'm going to make this a series, so it's going to be a few different videos. I'm not sure how many yet, so stay tuned to the end and I'll link it at the end. In this first video, I'm going to tell you my top tips that have really helped me grow and expand my channel. So tip number 1 is something you probably hear over and over again, but I'm going to dive a little more into it. So the idea is to put out a lot of content because, as Bretman Rock says, you need to be seen to be seen. And I love this quote because it is so true. If you keep it all in your phone and you don't show the world, no one is ever going to see your content. No one is going to come into your house and look at your phone. It's just not going to happen. The more active you are, more content you're putting out, the more eyes you're getting put in front of. Keep in mind that different platforms have different audiences. So some people may watch YouTube videos, some people may only go on Pinterest, some people may only go on Instagram. So for example, what I do a lot is I use TikTok and then I repurpose my content and I'll post it on Pinterest and I'll post it on Instagram. And I'll post it on YouTube. You can just make one piece of content and put it across all your platforms. There's different tools that you could use to make this easier. I'll make that a separate video. Now you may ask me, Emily, I've only gone on one vacation. How do I make more content when I've only got one vacation of information to pull from? I got you. So here's what you're gonna do is, instead of making one 30-minute long video, because the reality is everyone has a short attention span, they're not gonna watch a whole 30-minute video. Try and break it up into 8-minute videos or 10-minute videos, and just try and break up your content. So if it's a blog post, same thing. And I was talking about Delray Beach. So instead of writing a whole article, I cut it down. So I did the top 10 places in Delray. I did like an art walk. I talked about the beach. I talked about the hotel that I stayed at. So right now, even though I was on one vacation, I've already given you like 5 ideas for content, all using the same content that you filmed. Make sure you do film some vertical content also, and it could even be the same shot, guys. Like, honestly, I do this a lot. I shoot the same thing vertical for like 7 seconds, and then I shoot it horizontal for 7 seconds. This way I can break up my content and make it into different things, even though I'm talking about the same thing. Tip 2 I learned in my 2nd year of travel blogging is to make sure you look at your analytics. Like, guys, this is crazy. We live in a world where they're just giving us all this information for free, even though we're not paying for advertisements and things. There's even ways you can go into your advertisements and not actually pay for an advertisement, but it gives you all your audience information. There's so many ways to like get into the analytics on things. So make sure you take advantage of this, but don't get like wrapped up in it. Don't look at it every day. Oh my gosh, this video was awesome. You put it out there and it doesn't do anything, nothing happens. And then you're like, oh, I messed up. Like, this video was horrible. Why did I do that? Meanwhile, you don't realize there's a whole algorithm. There's such thing as delayed push time or whatever you want to call it. Pump out content, guys, and just not look at it. Like, wait a month, wait a couple weeks, but don't look at it right away. Trust that your audience will find it. Now, as you're looking at your analytics, your ideal audience, you're trying to hit this kind of margin, that kind of margin. So just to give you guys an idea, I do budget travel, and within that budget travel, I'm trying to reach 9-to-5ers who are basically in their 20s, 30s, 40s. I aim mostly for people in their 30s and 20s because I feel like if you start early enough, you'll have that mindset to be able to travel more if you start early. But at the same time, even though I'm honing in on that audience and I'm reaching that target audience, Other people, as you can see here, like different ages, are also finding me. So my key point here is that you want to always aim for that target audience. For example, I do a lot of Las Vegas content. So even though I do a lot of Las Vegas content, you can see here that I also do Mexico content. I've done Florida content. I'm gaining an audience of like a similar kind of audience because maybe it's someone who's looking to budget travel to Las Vegas. Now, here's somebody looking to budget travel to Mexico. Finding a new audience just because my content is so specific towards that audience, multiple people can gain value from that information. Remember this when you're filming also, like what do people actually want to know about the room? Like what fits in the refrigerator? Can you fit food in there, or is it already stocked? Like, is there a mini bar set up where if you touch it, it's going to trigger a payment kind of thing and charge the room? Do they provide shampoo, conditioner? Like, think about these kind of things. Like, what does your audience actually want to know within a room review versus just like, hey guys, here's the pretty room, because they can find that anywhere. They can Google it and just see the basic room pictures. They're not tuning into your content to see like what the room looks like. They're tuning in to see like what the specifics are. My tip number 3 for what I learned while I've been travel blogging is to make sure there are no barriers of entry. So for example, if you click your Instagram link and say it goes straight to your website, like what happens once you get to the website? Like, is that the end goal? You just want them to go to your website and see your face? Because like they can see that on Instagram. So what are you providing on your homepage that is going to lead them down the rabbit hole, as we say? Like, what is your intention? So when you post, you should always post with intention. Similarly, if you're asking someone to go off of a platform, you should post with intentions. If you want to utilize your audience and get their email addresses so that you're starting to have like a one-on-one relationship with people instead of just relying on a platform, you know, look at a platform as a channel to reach your audience, and then how do you stay connected to your audience? So for example, if you want to have your Instagram account linked to maybe an email sign-up list, what are you offering that person that gives them value for the exchange of information? Maybe it's a free download, maybe it's a free ebook. We live in a day and age, there's so many free ways to create these things and give them for free in exchange for your email address. All these different email providers will actually provide it for you automatically. It is a great time to be live. Right now, I'm working on getting monetized on YouTube. I'm growing really fast. So on my Instagram, I am posting about a different city every month or so, and I'm correlating across all of my platforms. If you like what you're seeing on my Instagram page, you can click on my bio and you can see the full-length video. And while doing that, I'm asking people to please subscribe. So my deep link will actually send them straight to my subscribe link, and it will open within the app. So deep links are very important because this is where a barrier of entry will be. So once you're clicking off of Instagram, it may take you to the official YouTube site where you have to like sign in and you can't subscribe. You can watch the video but not subscribe. So I use a deep link, and this will take them straight to the YouTube app, which they're already signed into, and then they can subscribe from there. Breaks this barrier of entry, and it doesn't make one more thing for them to do. It's easy breezy, 1, 2, 3, and just get them to do it. I see it's really popular right now to use like those links in your bio that gives you like 10 different options for different things. And it's like, guys, don't do that. If you're gonna have options, maybe 3, and make sure you're talking about them in your videos so your audience knows what to click to next to get to where they're trying to go. Otherwise, they just get overwhelmed and it's like, I don't want to go to your Amazon storefront because why would I do that? Or I don't want to go to your Twitter page when I'm on Instagram. Why do I want to click off the app? If people want to find you on Twitter, they'll just Google your name on Twitter. If they want to find you, like, you don't need to have all your different links to things unless you're trying to get them to go to that specific thing. If you're trying to get more Twitter followers, at the end of every video, hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to me on Twitter where I provide more blah, blah, blah information, and then have one link that just goes straight to your Twitter. Like, stop making it so complicated because people are easily confused. Their attention span is like 5 seconds. So once they lose you after 5 seconds, they're just on to the next person already and they forgot they were even on your page. My tip number 4 is to kind of spin off that link, is make sure all of your content is going to be mobile friendly, because the reality is people are looking at their phones on their lunch break. They're not on their desktop because everything is monitored nowadays on desktop. when you're at work. So when you're going on your lunch break, people are going to be looking at their phone. When you're on the subway, people are looking at their phone. Like whenever you're editing stuff within your actual travel blog itself, make sure it translates to mobile. Sometimes like your images are all like mixed up and everything, not formatted for mobile. People hate that. They're not going to come back to your blog. But going back to what I was saying, we're not trying to make movie quality things here. It's not going to get blown up to like 600,000, the size of what it is now. Like all of my content, all of my videos, all of my photos, everything is shot on an iPhone. Like this one is my old iPhone. So that's how good the quality of iPhone is still. Like you just need to change your settings within your camera, and I'll show you how to do that really quick, but you don't need all this fancy equipment. The one thing that I do use is good lighting, so I do use a ring light. So here is one that I use for like my backlight, and then this is my main ring light, and as you can see, I try to use natural light also, so there's my plants. But honestly, this one, Five Below, and it was $10, and then this one that I have over here is a more expensive one. That one was like $40, but that's like a desk lamp. I don't know, it's a little more fancy where it like adjusts and stuff like that. But when I first started making videos, I just used that desk lamp one. You don't need to use fancy, expensive equipment. All the people who say that you need to do that, they're just trying to get you to buy the product because they honestly, they get a commission off of it. So they're trying to get their affiliate money, and what better way to do that than to sell you expensive equipment, because then they're getting maybe like $50 every time somebody buys it versus something on Amazon where you're getting 50 cents. If you guys don't know about this, you can check out my other video. I'll link it here on how to make money on your blog. People are trying to make money most of the time. They want you to buy their course or their books or whatever kind of thing. So just keep that in mind and always treat everything with a grain of salt. I do not have a sponsorship with Five Below. That's just really where I got that. So there you go. But it's perfect quality for YouTube. You can even look within their requirements. It's the same as what we're filming on mobile, so you don't need all this fancy equipment. The last thing I want to talk about is the importance of search engine optimization. I have already talked about this in my first series after my first year of travel blogging, but now it's more important than ever because TikTok is trying to compete with Google. Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok, which is competing with Google. So everything is constantly adapting. And the one thing that is always going to be the same is good quality content. If you have good content and I'm telling you information that is useful and valuable to you, then you are going to love it and you're going to like it and subscribe or whatever. If I'm just putting out garbage, you're not going to come back. You're not going to enjoy it. If I'm spamming you and saying, you know, like Jeffree Star or like hashtag this, that, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about, you're just going to be annoyed. And maybe I'll get the view of you to start watching it for 2 seconds, but you're going to click off and like dislike it, or you're going to report me for being a spam account or whatever. So you want to make sure your search engine optimization is correct because it will help you find the right audience. So when people go into Google now, you'll notice that YouTube will show up first. Then there's social media like TikTok and stuff like this. And then it goes into the web pages at the bottom because you haven't paid for any ads to advertise your web page, which is great. You don't need to do that. People will find you organically. And the best way for them to find you is on social media because it already gives you like authority because they'll see your pictures, they'll see your content. So when they go over to your blog to read your article, they already have like a trust with you because they like the kind of pictures you take, they like your personality. To dumb it down, if I'm talking about Las Vegas, I am going to put Las Vegas scattered all throughout my post. I'm going to talk about it in my video. I'm going to put it in my description. I'm going to put it in my tags. I'm going to put it on the actual file when I upload the video onto YouTube or Instagram or whatever, because you know you can change the file name within your phone. So I suggest doing this every time because anytime you put that word, it's going to signal to the algorithm what this video is about, what this photo is about, what this blog post is about, and that will help your ideal audience find you. If you're talking best food in Las Vegas, those 5 words need to be all over the place, okay? If you want to talk about best steaks in Las Vegas, this is going to bring you a very specific audience, which is then going to find out about your best food in Las Vegas. So within your blog posts and within your videos, make sure you say multiple search engine words instead of just like Las Vegas food. The best food in Las Vegas, the best steaks in Las Vegas, the best desserts in Las Vegas. And to tie everything together, I want to show you the importance. So once you go into your audience analytics, you can see here, these are the words that your audience is actually searching for. So if you ever need content ideas or anything like that, just see what your audience is already looking for. They're telling us exactly the words we need to use. They're telling us exactly what we need to talk about. I'm just gonna use myself as an example because it's the easiest way to do it. No one is Googling Emily Horbick. Nobody cares about, hey, this is what I did today. This is my bonus tip that I'm just going to tell everybody. Don't take this personally, but until you have an audience that already knows that you give valuable information, nobody cares about you. They're looking for Las Vegas budget tips. They're looking how to travel on a budget, and hopefully I'm showing up in that search. So you click on that link, and what kind of information is it? Is it valuable information? Am I learning something? And I'm gonna save money from doing something this way. And then they hear me talking on top of that text. So they're like, I kind of like her voice. I kind of like her delivery. She's kind of funny. I hope you think I'm kind of funny. So then that's when you win the subscribe or you win the follow, whatever you want to call it, because they are connecting with you as a person. And how many people come up to you on a daily basis and introduce themselves to you? Hey, hi, nice to meet you. No, people are like stuck in their daily way. They're in their own routine. No one's paying attention to who you are, what you're doing. But the minute you have something on your shirt that says free Starbucks, they're gonna come up to you and say, oh, hey, excuse me, how did you get that free Starbucks? How do you get free Starbucks? And then they're gonna say, oh, okay, maybe I can do that too. Then they try to do that, they get free Starbucks too. And then they come back and they're like, thank you so much. Like, what's your name? Like, thanks so much for helping me out. Sorry, this is the dumbest example, but I was just really trying to dumb it down and make the world make sense because your competition is everywhere. There's so many people, but at the same time, you have to remember there's only one you. Eventually, they care about who you are and what you're doing, even though somebody else may have free Starbucks or have good budget travel tips. There's only one Emily Horbick who's telling you about budget travel, and there's only one person who's helping you right now in this video, and hopefully these tips will help you out in growing your travel blog. And by me doing that, hopefully you'll like me and hit that subscribe button. So if you do, guys, hit that subscribe. I hope I have helped you grow today and given you some great ideas for your blog. If you want to see more ideas, hit this next video because I am talking about some of the people I have followed that have helped me grow, and I hope they'll help you grow also. And I feel like we should all talk about each other more so that more people can find all of us, because there's room for everyone. If anything, all these social apps have shown us that there's room for everyone everywhere, because even the smallest person can get 1,000 followers overnight for no reason, just because they made one good video. So you're gonna be that next person. You're gonna get so many subscribers, you're gonna get so many follows, so many views. And feel free to do it in the comments of this video. Let's all communicate and help each other out with some maybe motivational quotes or something. If you think this video helped you grow, hit that like, and I will see you in the next video.